How do I have a productive discussion about my concerns? Sorry in advance if this ends up long. A lot of backstory. My 30s F, fiancé, 30M, have been together about a decade, engaged a year. We were together for 7 years and broke up. Then after a year's separation, I gave him another shot, and we have been back together for 2 years now, living together for 5 months. That's the bare bones of the situation. The reasons we broke up were many but boiled down to this. He was obsessed with World of Warcraft. By that I mean he works full-time, but also was putting in 40-plus hours a week in WoW. We broke up because of this, since I would get an average of 4 hours a month with him, not playing mobile games or PC games. He put in the effort and changed the way he engaged in the game, and made me a priority. So eventually, after a year, I agreed to date again, and I told him, this is because of the changes I've seen. If you backslide, I will not be okay with that. And if you're doing this only to get back with me, I will leave again. Don't do this unless you really mean this as a permanent change. He was as good as his word, and although he still plays while it's more moderated, he makes a point to spend time with me and at least watch a show or something every night. We would talk for hours. He proposed. We agreed on a date, next spring, and we moved in together finally this summer. Over the last month, suddenly his WoW time increased. It went from twice a week to 3 weeks in a row of 3 times a week, with him out of the house for sports twice a week, and playing WoW to prep for the other 3 days a week, at least 3 to 5 hours a night. And yes, he's still employed full-time. The first time it was going to be a 3rd day, I stopped him and said, hey, we talked about this. Is this going to be a permanent thing, or is this a one-off? He said it was a one-time thing, he was helping others. I said okay. The next week, same thing. I said, hey, you said this was a one-time thing, and it's a 2nd week in a row. What's going on? And he said he was asked to help again, and he would ask the leader if this was going to be a permanent 3rd day thing. And he was told no, it was only for a little bit, 2 more weeks go by. Sami thing. So now I'm seeing him max once a week where he's not running off to do something for them. And I'm like, okay, this is back to where we had issues before. I tried talking it out and he's just saying the same things. Well, they need my help. Well, I need this thing. Well, I can't skip because they need me. I'm like, I need you too. Well, we have been going to pre-marriage stuff, and one of the topics was intimacy. Couple of days ago, I brought up the lack of sex, 3 times in 5 months, but his average was once a month before we moved in together, so not a huge red flag, but a concern, especially since I'm extremely high libido. And I asked him, ideally, how often would you like to have sex? And how often do you feel like doing it but don't ask, etc. I expected the same old answers of once a month or so. He tells me that since we have been living together, he gets off once a week or once every other week. Has never once tried to initiate with me or ask if I was interested. Nothing. So I've been taking care of myself to not bother him, since he had told me so many times he rarely feels horny, and here he is just getting off alone and rebuffing my advances. I'm like, WTF. Completely feel like shit. Feel utterly unattractive and unwanted. He says he understands why I feel that way, and I discuss about the overgaming again. He agrees it's too much, it's too hardcore, and not what he agreed to when he signed up with them. Well, the next night, he's with me at dinner. He's been playing WoW every night the last 3 nights. It's my one free night with him. We have plans. He gets up from the table after we have had his parents over for dinner, and he's rapidly typing on his phone. He never does this, and I go, what's up? 'Cause I'm worried it's something serious. He goes, oh, texting, girl's name. He's never ever mentioned this name. I'm like, who is that? He goes, oh, she's in my guild. She needs me to help her in WoW, and he leaves me to go to the PC. He's gone for hours. We finally get about 20 minutes together before he goes to bed. He knows I'm leaving the next day to spend overnight at a bachelorette party, so I won't see him all day Saturday. He gets up at noon. We have lunch, and am preparing to leave. He's texting again. Rapid. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, oh, it's name. She needs my help in WoW. I said, oh? You helped her last night. He says, oh no, I didn't, she was asleep. So she asked me to help again. Why you specifically? Honestly, I don't like this, fiancé. We need to talk about this. What, she's married. Married people can cheat, you know. It doesn't preclude someone from trying. He then turns without saying anything and runs out of the room to PC. I had to leave for the party, so I gave up. I want to check his phone at this point. Not because I think he will be cheating, but because I've been cheated on in this sudden, OBTW am horny more often than I let you believe. And now I'm texting a woman I've never mentioned and spending more time online than before and literally ignoring the limited time I do have with you for another woman. Shtick is pissing me off and making me feel like shit. And I want to be sure there aren't any more surprises. And he runs from every serious talk lately, and I can't go through the same talks Eve had over and over and over. I came home last night and he knew I was sad and I was like, I can't talk about the same issues again, fiancé. And he's just like, okay, well, if something is wrong, just tell me. And I'm like, okay, I did. So I'm asking, I guess, now what? How do I have this conversation productively about my concerns without accusing him of cheating, taking his phone, or just out-of-pocket accusations? TLDR, he's spending more time on WoW again. We have in essence a dead bedroom. And now he's texting a random woman Eve never heard of and seems oblivious to why ditching our plans to spend time with her is bothering me since, well, she's married. How TF do I talk to him about this?